Welcome to our practice for November the 6th, 2023. So come seated towards the front of your chair. Establish the feet. Make sure the feet are flat on the floor. If you need to put some books or something under them to get them into the right position, please do so. Or if you don't have them today, think about that for some of our future practices. Feel the connection between the feet and the floor. Lift all 10 toes away from the floor and see if you can spread them out any amount. Begin to tune into the rhythm of the breath. Notice the breath rising and falling. Continue to deepen the breath. Taking the breath more into the lower reaches of the lungs. Attempt to tune into the movement of the diaphragm. Evidence of the movement of the diaphragm comes from the belly moving in and out with each inhale and exhale breath. Let's bring both hands to rest on the belly and bring some firm pressure onto the belly. And press the belly into the resistance of the pressure of the hands to strengthen the diaphragm as you breathe in. And then exhale. Use the pressure of the hands to help draw the belly back towards the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And now a nice, long, slow exhale. Come to seated, or again continuing to refine our seated mountain pose. Let's lean the weight over to the right side and bring all the weight onto the right sit bone. Feel the left sit bone rise away from the floor. Reach under the left sit bone and pull the flesh away to more firmly ground the left sit bone. And now bring the weight all onto the left sit bone and go right and pull the flesh away from the right sit bone and come back to center. The sit bones now should feel more grounded into the chair. Let's continue the process of increasing that grounding of the sit bones by wrapping the hands around the right thigh. And so the opposite hand comes to the top, and we're going to use the hands to create an inward rotation of the thigh. So reaching underneath with the right hand and over with the left hand, lift, go towards the left side, lift off, and spin that upper thigh so that the inner part of the thigh moves down. And now reverse that grasp with the hands and lean right and come back on the sit bone and come back up. What we're doing here is we're actually slightly rotating the hip bone so as to ground the head of the hip bone more deeply into the socket in the pelvis. Come back to our seated mountain pose. And from that strength of the connection between the edge of the chair and the pelvis, stack each vertebrae all the way up. So visualize the top of the sacrum, the lumbar vertebrae, the thoracic vertebrae, and the cervical vertebrae, stacked one upon the next, while maintaining that gentle forward curve in the cervical spine and the lumbar spine, and the gentle rearward curve in the thoracic spine. And that rearward curve is duplicated in the sacrum, but those are fused vertebrae. With the spaciousness you have created by stacking the spine, see if the shoulder blades will move slightly closer together on the back. And continue with that expansive breath. Filling the lungs completely. Pausing briefly at the end of your inhale breath. Then exhaling and to empty the lungs completely by drawing the belly back towards the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 4 more rounds of the breath, extending the exhale and taking a slight pause at the end of our inhale and exhale breath. So inhale, pause, exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Final round. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Check in with that grounding of the sit bones into the chair, the stacking of the spine, and just notice now the breath is perhaps flowing a bit more freely, a bit more deeply into the body. From that strength of the connection with the chair, inhale and lift the arms overhead and draw the hands back to heart center. Continue, lift and return to heart center. And once more, lift Return to heart center. Press the palms firmly into each other and point the fingers towards the floor. If you notice the shoulder blades hunching up, draw them down. Bring the fingertips towards the ceiling. Press the thumbs into the sternum and lift the sternum into the resistance of the thumbs. Draw the shoulder blades back, down, and together. And then take the fingertips away and see if you can point the fingertips any amount in towards the body. Interlace the fingers and press the palms towards me. Raise the arms overhead. Bring the palms to rest on top of the head and draw the elbows in and out. In and out for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Open the shoulder blades towards the side of the room, or open the elbows, to the side of the room. Draw the shoulder blades together. Bring the hands onto the shoulders, and once again in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Open the hands out. Stretch the arms, reach the hands out towards me. Let the shoulder blades glide off to the side of the body and then draw them back in. So reach for me and then back in. And once more, reach and back in. Lock the elbows into the base, the lowest ribs. Option here to grasp your weights. So bring the weights or the hands to touch in the center and open for 1. 2, try and isolate this action in the shoulder blades. 3, oh, we're losing people. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 12. Let's bring the hands back onto to the thighs, just above the knees, and we're going to do sort of a modified chaturanga move, but we're going to use the weight of the upper body. We're just or as the resistance. So fold over the legs, and now try to avoid using the core muscles and use the strength of the arms to press you up to vertical for 1. Control, press the hands firmly into the thighs for 2. 3. 4. 4. 5, 5, and 6. Use the strength of the arms to lift you. 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, and 12, or 11 and 12 and 12. Let's continue to warm up the spine, checking in with our connection to the floor. Option to grasp your weights here. So focus on that stacking of the spine. And we're going to move the spine laterally here. So when you get to the point, as you move sideways, where to go any deeper, you have to start to bring that opposite shoulder forward. Just stop at the point when you reach that maximum with an extended spine. So go right for 1, left for 1. Right for 2, left for 2. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Let's bring the hands up across on the chest. Going to keep the spine nice and long. You can perhaps move the feet just a little so the heels are just a bit in front of the knees. And we're going to do our movement back and forward to the chair. So start at the base, at the pelvic floor, strengthen the core muscles all the way up. But don't forget about strengthening the muscles along the spine. So both of those, the muscles at the front of the body and the muscles along the spine, are supporting the core and to keep the spine out of those perhaps difficult moves where we start to take the spine into flexion. So moving back for 1. And lifting with the core muscles for 1. 2, inhale. Squeeze everything out on the exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, and 12. Come back to neutral. Switch the cross of the arms. Again, make sure you're aware of those core muscles. Make sure you're aware of where the lift is coming from. Inhale to come back. And exhale, squeeze the breath out for 1. Inhale back for 2. Squeeze out for 2. Inhale back for 3. Squeeze out for 3. Inhale back for 4. 4. 5. 5. 6. 6. 7. 7. 8. 8. 9. 9. 10. 10. 11. 11. And 12. And 12. Release your weights. Let's just take one weight. Then we're going to do that wood chopping work that we did before. So again, keep the spine long, reach the weight forward, and like you're swinging an axe, raise the weight overhead and bring it down. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Let's come back with both weights. Come to your seated mountain. One weight on each thigh. And here, if you had some heavier weights, we're exercising some fairly strong muscles here. So you might add a little extra weight here. So let's lift the right for 1, left for 1, right for 2, left for 2, right for 3, left for 3. Keep the core muscles firm so the spine is staying relatively 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Bring the weights to the side now. And we're going to march here with the weights, but make sure you're very controlled in the movement of the arm. So lift right, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. And now let's set our weights aside. Let's stretch the right foot out towards me and bring the hands onto the left thigh. And press the hands into the thigh, lengthen the spine, draw the shoulder blades together, and then point the toes towards the ceiling, draw the toes in towards the shin, and bend forward. Keep the spine long as you bend and stretch. Try and take that gaze 2 or 3 feet in front of the toes to keep the neck in line with the spine. And maybe for some of you, your hands might reach the floor or the blocks. Inhale, come up. Let's draw that right foot back towards the chair. Extend the left foot out towards me. Bring the hands onto the left thigh. Press the heel down. So we're feeling a calf stretch in the right leg. And lean over that extended left leg. And for me, the stretch is in the hamstring, but it may be in the calf for you. Draw the belly back towards the spine. And see if you can then once it's back, see if you can lift it slightly towards the lowest ribs. And see if that allows you to come somewhat deeper. Inhale, come all the way up. Draw the left foot in, right foot in, bring them back to center. Inhale the arms overhead. Fold over the legs. Hands on the blocks or the floor. Again, continue to strengthen the diaphragm by feeling the belly expand into the thighs and then press back as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Our hands meet overhead and draw the hands back to heart center. Bring the soles of the feet together. You might even think of supporting the heels on a block and allow the legs to open out to the side in a chair version of Baddha Konasana. So try and press the soles into one another. The knees extend out to the side. Breathe here. And let's use the hands to draw the legs together and come back to center. Come back to our seated mountain pose. So essentially we've been moving in that. We've moved side to slide. We've moved front to back. We haven't done too much twisting yet. So let's begin the twisting part of our practice by taking the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Try and snuggle the right hand towards the sacrum and twist left. Remember, as we talked about at the start of the class or before the start of the class, we're using the core muscles, the oblique muscles, to draw us into the twist. This hand is very passive. On our next inhale breath, stretch the head towards the ceiling and then come through center as you exhale and take the right hand to the outside of the left thigh and twist towards our left side, taking the left hand towards the sacrum. See if you can snuggle the wrist up to the sacrum as we twist towards our left side. Inhale, exhale, come back to center. Let's take one of our blocks to the left side of our chair and see if you can scoot the body across to the left side, or to the right side of the chair. Block is right. We're sitting towards the left part of our chair. Open the legs into a small V. Let's bring our arms up to cactus and twist first towards our right side and then twist towards our left side. Bend the elbow, let it rest on the right thigh and reach across. Inhale, come back up. Twist towards the right. Take the left elbow to the left thigh and reach across. Inhale, come back up to center. Drop the hands. The legs can either stay here or you can stretch the right leg out towards the right side. And just before we start to go a little deeper, take the hand down to the block. Support yourself on the left side of the chair. Bring the hand onto the right hip and roll that right hip forward to stack it on the left. Let it roll back. And then roll that hip forward to stack it. The toes can be up or can be pointing forward. And you can either stay here or bring the hand onto the block. Roll that hip forward and reach the arm overhead. Breathe here. And maybe reach it across. The option to look under the left armpit, right armpit, the upper armpit. Draw the hand back up. Feel like somebody's tugging on your right hand to bring you up to warrior two. Come into reverse warrior. Inhale, come back to warrior two. And let's draw that right leg in towards center. Come back to the center of your chair. Make sure you've got a clear space on the left side. So shift slightly left, come into that small V pose. Here, try and get the heel underneath the knee. Come up to cactus. Twist right. And twist left. Twist right, left elbow to left knee, and reach across. Come up, twist towards the other side, and reach across. Inhale, come back up to center. And now you can stay in that gentle V or extend the left foot out towards the side and just use the right hand to support you on the chair and just try and get that action of rolling the left hip forward and back. Roll the left hip forward and back. And once again, roll the left hip forward. Raise the arms. And you can either just hold on to the, actually, let's bring the arms back down. You can hold on to the side of the chair, reach across, or if it's suitable for you, reach all the way across and stretch it. Try and make sure this right shoulder blade isn't coming forward. Draw it back. Support the shoulder with the shoulder blade. Reach up and come to warrior two. Reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Release the hands and draw the left leg in. Come back to center. Again, check in with your seated mountain pose. Make sure you've got enough, you're far enough forward to have freedom of movement of the legs. Take the legs wide and let both legs come towards the right side while you twist gently left. Inhale, Let both knees go left and twist right. Inhale, come back to center. Walk the feet into center. And let's come up to standing. You can just leave your chair where it is. And let's take one of our weights. Back the feet away from the chair so that the hips are over the heels. And reach the unsupported arm towards the floor. If you're feeling really strong today, you might even double up on the weights and lift up for 1, extend for 1, lift for 2, extend for 2, 3, keep the breathing moving, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12. Take the upper arm parallel with the floor, and we're going to reach the weight forward and back for 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Let's turn around, bring the opposite hand onto the chair. So supporting the hand that did the work on the chair, hips over heels, lift for 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Upper arm comes parallel with the body, and kick the weight back for 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Set the weight aside. I'm just going to turn my chair this way. And we're just going to come and stand with our hands either flat on the seat of the chair or wrapping around the edge of the seat. Just depend on what type of a chair you're using, what's most comfortable for you. If your wrists are sore, you might also come on to the fists. Here we're going to just continue that movement work we've done on the shoulders. We're going to bend the knee slightly, strengthen the core, and then let the shoulder blades glide into one another on the back and come away for 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, and 12. Back the feet away from the chair a little bit, whatever amount is comfortable for you, and start to take the body into a V shape. Lift the inner line of the legs, bend the knees slightly, firm the core. Draw the upper thighs away from the chair and stretch the head towards the chair in our chair version of down dog. Inhale, come back up. Now, if you feel you can put some more weight onto the arms, back the feet away any amount. Stretch the body out. And again, option here to strengthen the core, strengthen the arms, is to come forward into a plank pose, supported on your chair. Again, make sure you have a very strong chair and a very stable chair here, because it could be somewhat disastrous if the chair slid out. Use the core muscles to draw you back into down dog. Stretch out. And once again, come forward into our plank pose. Lift from the core to draw yourself back into down dog. Walk the feet back in towards the chair and come to that L shape. You can bring the hands up to the back of the chair. Pressing the hands into the chair. Firm up the core. And let's walk the hands in towards the chair. And we'll do our tree pose to wind up our standing work. Again, use the chair for as much or as little support as you need. Remembering, our support comes from that strong supporting leg. Lift the heel. Maybe the heel comes to the ankle, to the calf, or to the inner thigh. Find a place to focus that isn't on your screen. Perhaps raise the arms overhead. Another 15 seconds. 10, 5, draw back to center, and release. Shake things out, bounce a bit, and get ready to reset the body for the opposite side. Standing beside our chair, lifting the left heel, or lifting the outside heel. Come to the ankle, up onto the calf, or perhaps the inner thigh. Draw the hands to heart center, open. And release. And just move a bit. And we'll come back to seated. Coming to seated. Just do one or two things to cool down. Just breathe here. Walk the feet slightly wider than hip distance. And let the knees sway right. Come through center and let the knees sway left. Come back to center. Inhale the arms overhead and fold into the center of the V, bringing the hands to the blocks of the floor. Inhale, come up, stretch the arms and the legs out in a 5-pointed star. Draw the legs in. And now grab a drink, grab any extra clothing that you need to stay comfortable during final relaxation. And remember that if you want to continue your final relaxation beyond the end of the class, that's time well spent. Sitting back in your chair, the back supported by the back of the chair, but not sort of carrying the full weight. So you're not slouching into the chair, you're just using the back to support you. As the thighs are supported by the seat, the feet are supported by the floor. As we come into our Savasana, soften the breath. Find the breath that requires no effort, no direction, no thought on your behalf. Breath is one of the few, if perhaps not the only bodily function that's essential, but that we can control. Let all the muscles fully relax. And today, since we had, I guess, somewhat of a focus on shoulders, Let's spend some extra time relaxing the shoulders. Focusing first on the shoulder blades, allowing them to completely and fully relax. The muscles at the top of the shoulder blades that go up to the back of the neck. Feeling them soften, relax, and the shoulder blades just sort of gliding away from the spine. Come to the group of muscles that surround the shoulder. Focusing on relaxing and on softening these muscles with each inhale and each exhale breath. The back of the arms, the hands, breathing. Letting each breath carry you deeper into relaxation. Letting the body take the shape of the chair. And with the body and the breath relaxed, begin to relax the mind. Perhaps the most difficult part of our practice. Bringing the focus to the breath. Now begin to deepen the breath. And bring movement back to the body, fingers, toes, ankles, and wrists. Move yourself back to the front of the chair. Find the seated mountain pose we cultivated at the start of our practice. Feel the strength in this pose. Inhale the arms overhead. Draw the hands back to heart center. And thank yourself for making time for this practice today. Thank each other for sharing your practice and sharing that special energy of practicing together. Even though we're separate, we're still practicing together in spirit. And thank you so much for the honor of guiding you through your practice today. Thank you.